Hello, 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 awesome people. Right, I am just going to let you guys in. Yanela, hello. Andrew, hello. Great to have you guys here. Hope you can hear me okay. Let's just wait a few seconds for people to come onto this webinar. Feel free to put your camera on if you fancy, if you want to say hello. Hello, Yanela. Hello, Andrew. You do a virtual wave. You can't see me. Brilliant. Let's let some more people in. And we will get cracking very, very soon. If you guys haven't got a notebook already, get yourselves a notebook. Get something where you can scribble, where you can have some fun. Rather than call this a bog standard webinar, we're going to call this a self-love party. That's what this is all about, okay? So we're going to get the notebooks, we're going to have some fun. So first of all, I just want to know, in the chat box, guys, can you hear me okay? Just say hello, or if you've got your camera on, you can give me a big thumbs up. Hopefully that's all good. Always worth a test. Where's that wonderful chat box? Someone in there, just let me know if you can hear me okay. Yanela, Andrew, Mirai, some other people coming in as well. Can you hear me okay? Okay, thumbs up. Brilliant. Awesome. Have you got pads, pens, paper? Are you ready to rock and roll? Right. What I'm doing is just fiddling around with my screen share so I can share this with you guys. Fingers crossed, let's do this. In fact, the very first thing that we're going to do, guys, I want you to put your cameras on. So Andrew and Mirai, if you've got cameras, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I want you to put those cameras on. Let's see you. Doesn't matter if it's a dark room, if it's a weird space as well. Let's share the love, it's going to be cool. And yeah, try not to unmute yourself too much. Someone's got themselves.
Ollie, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to say I won't be long with the camera on because it's nap time for my kids. So I just joined now. I will just be here to listen to everything, but I won't have my camera on.
Got you.
Okay.
Just say a brief hello if you want to put the camera on just for a short while as well. It's always good to have that.
Okay.
So welcome, 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 Jonna, to the party. Andrew, can't hear you, but obviously put your camera on if you fancy for a second. If you don't, that's cool, that's fine. There's something about that magic if we just put the camera on. So I'm going to get this started now, and fingers crossed I can just share this screen with you guys as well, and I should go into the little corner. Okay, brilliant. Can you guys see that, hopefully? So there we go. Okay, awesome. Just give me a thumbs up if you can on the screen or somewhere down the chat box. I'm using a nice brand spanking new system. So yeah, I wasn't 100% aware on the tech stuff, but fortunately I have some really awesome people working in my camp. So first things first, I want to welcome you guys properly to this self-love webinar. And Yanela, you've got your camera on. Can you just give me a big thumbs up if that's all cool, if you can see that on the screen? Thumbs up. Okay, slow thumbs up. Brilliant. I love the slow thumbs up. We'll do that. So this, guys, is the self-love party. This is the end of the 7 days to self-love challenge. And I have got some awesome, awesome things in store for you guys. The very first thing that I want to say is this. Whether you're watching the replay or you're watching this live, just make sure that your mics are on mute. Mirai, great to have you online. So make sure your mics are on mute so we don't disturb, so it doesn't get too crazy, especially for people watching back. And also, just want to encourage you guys to play full out with the whole thing as well. It's very easy to...
What?
Right, just give your things on mute. Hang on. Right, there we go. Brilliant. So I want to encourage you guys to play full out in your beingness with this party side of things. Get your notebooks ready. Here is what we're going to cover today. Tonight's self party, basically self-love party. I'm going to see if I can put this full screen. I don't know if you guys can see me. I think you can. So today, basically, we're going to go over the self-love challenge, the 7 days of self-love challenge that we've just done. We're going to go into the main reason why I see that people fail when it comes to self-love. And I'm sure you guys, much like me with this exploration, have found that this week of self-love has just brought up so many different things, so many different emotions and so many different possibilities. And then you realize that you are potentially busy, that you have family, friends, job, distractions. So we're going to go into the main reason that I see people failing. We're going to go into the 7, in fact, it's 10 top self-love tips. I was going through and I was like, you know what? I just want to add to this, guys. There's a lot of value in there. I want to go into why you need to discover who you really are, like why it's worth discovering who you really are. Then we're going to go into the winner of the self-love challenge, one of you awesome people, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching it live. And we're also going to go into the next steps and how you can fully love yourself and continue the journey, whether you want to continue the journey with me on one of the programs on Beautiful You Retreat, or my 6 weeks to monetize your life purpose, or you just want to go and work your magic, which is absolutely fine, you know, in the Beautiful You group or dancing, whatever you want to do. So what's beautiful about this is I can't see you guys when I've got that screen full screen, so that's interesting. So I'm going to do a half screen. That's going to be all good. So let me tell you a little bit about me. Loads of you guys know me really well, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching this live now. And I shared my vulnerability in the taxi. I'm not sure if some of you guys saw that. And I was talking about how basically, let me take you back to when I was 16 years old. So 16 years old, I was writing this deep, like poetry, if you like, deep, you know, sentimental poetry. I just felt really, really lost. And I didn't know who I was, most importantly. It's like, who is this guy, Ollie True? And there I was. And it was at a point where basically what we used to do is we used to go out to these school discos. And your worth and how good you were as a person was dependent on how many girls you kissed. What a strange scenario, but it was so true. If you came back, I was at boarding school, and you saw the upper sixth formers and you had kissed quite a few women. Let me just make sure you guys can get in. Brilliant. Sorry about that, guys. Just letting you guys in. Awesome. So I was just saying, basically, when I was 16, I was a little bit lost. And I was writing all of this incredible, I thought it was, but also very deep poetry. And got to a really difficult stage because we were going out to these nightclubs, believe it or not, fake ID, all of this kind of stuff. And we'd go in, we'd even put glasses on, grow your facial hair as much as you possibly can to get into these nightclubs. It's quite funny. And your worth would be judged basically based on how many women you could kiss in these nightclubs, how much you could do. And I was more of and I always have been someone that loves to just meet people heart to heart and connect. And I was never that kind of, you know, go out and just hook up with all these women. Anyway, I came back and I just felt so depressed one evening, I remember in particular, because it was like, how many of you guys relate to this? Let me know down in the chat box. I just didn't feel worthy. I felt lost. I didn't feel worthy. Didn't know who I was. I had the upper sixth formers actually bullying me quite a lot because I wouldn't stop talking, so I was getting bullied. And then whoever's got the microphone on, please make sure it's on mute, because it sounds like, I don't know what it sounds like, some kind of like bass. Bass, hello, can you go? So anyway, so I found myself basically in a nutshell in a phone booth, and it was a very strange experience where I wanted to take my life. I just didn't know who I was. I felt lost. I had this little mini knife, and God knows if this knife could have actually done any damage, probably just a blunt knife. But there I am in this phone booth, and something inside of me, like almost like a voice, but I didn't know it back then, had said to me, there is something more for you here. You need to stick around. There is something more for you here. And I'm like, well, I can't see what it is right now. I've got tears streaming down my face, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is all about. And now fast forward quite a few years later, I became a professional beatboxer. Going to take you guys down on this slide now, a little scroll down. So on the left-hand side, this is actually fairly recently. This was 6 months ago, 7 months ago, that I still beatbox. I still love it. And what we did is we went on an a cappella show very, very recently. So this is live. This is on Sky TV. This is with Kat Deely. And beatboxing is where I really, really found myself for the first time. It's like I actually know who this person is. I understand who Ollie True is. I understand this person. It was like this divine expression of just creativity and magic. In the chat box, guys, I'd love to hear it, because I don't want this to be a one-way conversation. Please let me know. Just looking in there. Awesome. Okay, chat box, brilliant. So guys, I want you to get involved in this chat box as I'm talking. I don't just want to talk at you. I want this to be a two-way conversation. So the chat box is there. Mariah, you've got your camera on. Denise are talking in the chat box as well. Anyone else that wants to say anything or wants to comment or ask any questions? I'm going to take questions just as we go through, so feel free to do that. So there I was beatboxing. We actually came second in our heats for this very recently, this a cappella show. But before that, I did beatboxing full time. So I was up on stage and I was considered Newcastle's poshest beatboxer. So I'd walk up to nightclubs. I have my lip pierced, for those of you that can see, you probably can't see it now, just here. I walk up to nightclubs and they'd be like, "You're not coming in here, posh boy." And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. I'm performing on stage in 10 minutes. So I've got to get in here somewhere or another. And so what I'd have to do is I'd have to beatbox for the bouncers to allow them to let me into these clubs. So long story short, had a beautiful, beautiful time beatboxing, beautiful career, didn't look after my voice, didn't pay any attention to that stuff, to the self-care, and I had all these hot teasing gigs and all these kind of things because I'd done too much. So I left beatboxing and I went to work in the city, and I put my head down, got creative, discovered how to, just let some of you guys in, a couple of people. I discovered how to produce films basically in the city. And what I did is I went out to see people for street interviews, and I would stop them in the streets and I'd be like, "Yonella, Jonna, why are you wearing that Nike t-shirt?" And I would interview these people. I want to capture the whole thing on camera for research. And so what it did is it got me over the fear of rejection, which I just think is such a beautiful thing, and I think is something that we should teach in school these days. And from there, I decided, I got made redundant, actually. I fell out with the boss, got made redundant. I just said, look, I'm going to take all these video skills that I know, still beatboxing at the time, but just not doing it full time. I said, I'm going to take all these skills, I'm going to start my own film production companies. That's what I did. So on the right-hand side of the screen there, on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see a little bit of film production, a little bit of film magic going on there, a little bit of director curiosity, and a really beautiful moment as well. But the truth be told with this stuff, guys, here's what I encourage, that you are in your absolute highest alignment with every single thing you do. And we're going to talk about this a bit later. It's what I call only tens, and there's a great book on this as well. How can you do the things you truly, truly love? How can you be with the people that truly, truly excite you? So they're only 10. So let's take this scale. 1 being not very good, 10 being the absolute best. And so this is the job stuff, the 10. This is the relationships. This is the health. It's all of those things that are truly, truly dear to you. And so film production, whilst I loved it, and I still make films, it wasn't for me in terms of the top level stuff. By contrast, coaching is my second love after beatboxing, and it's a beautiful, beautiful blessing. And I got into it through mentoring people basically around film, and people come to me and say, how do you start a company? How do you get out there? How do I be a film producer? And I'll say the same thing to you guys that I said to those guys back then. Take shortcuts, take beautiful calculated risks. When the traffic light is red, be prepared to cross the road. Be prepared to take these little calculated risks and experiment. And so I got into coaching, absolutely love what I do, love being here with you beautiful, awesome people. And this on your screen that you can probably see, hopefully, I'm just going to put this full screen. This is me running 100 kilometers on the left. Denise, bless her heart, my amazing other half, I think she's on the call. She was supporting me alongside my family and my dad. And long story short, guys, I'm going to skip to the end of the race. It was a massive, massive feat that helped me to come back to who I really am as a person. That was the crucial thing as far as I'm concerned. But I got to the end of the race. it was dark. I had this head torch on. I was exhausted. I was stumbling around. I was going into cow fields. There were cows on the floor and I tripped over them basically with my head torch on. It was a nightmare. I had to pull out Google Maps to get to the end line. And the finish line had packed up by the time I got to this 100-kilometer finish line. And so what happened is we got there and my mum clapped me in. She's like, well done, Nolly, amazing. Denise clapped me in, my dad clapped me in. As we got there, this woman leaned out of the window and she goes, can you please shut the fuck up? I'm trying to sleep. And it was one of the most epic moments. After a 100-kilometer run where I had to hop into this car, close the door with my legs cramping and just go off. But what I'll say is that, you know, I know that this is a self-love challenge or a self-love party that we're here for, but I challenge you guys, you know, and I've challenged you throughout this program and I hope you've enjoyed it. I challenge you to really, really stretch yourselves as that's how you get to know who you really are. So I'm just going to pop this off here. So chat box is open, guys, and what I want to hear from you is basically let me know what has been your favorite day on the 7 days to self-love challenge. Most of you guys have done this challenge. So we had day one, that was vulnerability. Sharing, being open, being honest, being real, sharing the good stuff and the not so good stuff with other people. Just going to let a couple of you guys in. Hopefully that's worked. So you guys that have just joined us as well, just make sure that your microphones are muted. And also I'm just challenging you guys now to, well, it's not really a big challenge, is it? Just write down below, comment down below, guys, and just let me know what your favorite day of the 7 days to self-love challenge has been. What has it been for you? Let's get these comments going. I'm going to beatbox for you guys, and I want to see some comments happening in the chat box. I don't want this to be a one-way conversation between me and you guys watching this or watching the replay. So
I'm doing it via phone.
Make sure that, oh, you're via phone, awesome. Just make sure your microphone's on mute. Is that Trina?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
I'm having real problems. I've tried 10 times to get online. It just chucks me off the whole time.
Oh, Trina, you're on. Just going to put your microphone on mute, but get in the chat box and let me know what your favorite day of the challenge is.
Yeah, but I can't. It won't let me sign in. I can't get to you by internet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I just won't let me. Yeah, that's why. Oh, with the phone. Well, I'll try this. But I'll
do it with the phone. Work your magic. Brilliant. Awesome. So, guys, back in the fray and back in a little beatbox fray as well, because you know, it's a big part of my world as well. And what I encourage you guys, we have started this with the 7 days to self-love challenge, but also through every single thing that you do is to cultivate creativity. It's one of the most incredible, beautiful, beautiful things. So just going to pop that down, that chat box. Okay, awesome. So beatboxing for me is one of the prime time examples of something that's super creative, that's super close to my heart. And it's like an expression from my heart to the world. And so I asked you guys at the beginning to get your notepads. So if you've got your notepad with you, I want you to write down now something that you truly love to express with the world. We're going to do a little bit of work, a little bit of fun work here on this call as well. So what do you love to bring to the world? Beatboxing for me, do you have a singing element to you? Do you love to dance? Do you love gardening? Do you love cooking for other people as well? I want to know, guys. So get those written down and get those in the chat box as well. Let's get sharing. Okay, let's see. Inner child. Okay, awesome. And in this chat box as well. Okay, brilliant, guys. I'm loving these chats in here as well. So we're talking about self-hugs. That's awesome. Lavinia in Africa. Inner child we're talking about the 7 days to self-love here, the challenge. And if you guys want to share what it is you love to contribute to the world, that's awesome as well. Do that down below. So inner child. Okay, that's coming out loads. And then Mariah saying that she enjoys every single day. What an absolute blessing. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me tell you, my favorite day from my perspective is vulnerability. So, you know, I could claim with this webinar to have everything perfectly figured out, but clearly as I'm sharing the screen, you can see that there's like half screen and not full screen. But you know what I realize as we do this 7 days to self-love party as well, a lot of that stuff doesn't matter. And with all these things, it's progress over perfection. You guys, with everything you do, you've got to be prepared to put yourselves out there. Be prepared to put yourselves out there. Be prepared to make little mistakes, little errors, right? And when you make those little mistakes and little errors, you can learn from them, you can grow. And I always encourage working with people one-on-one as well, just to get out there and get progress over perfection. There's no substitute for it. So anybody else want to tell me what their favorite day of the week is for the Self-Love Challenge? I'm going to scroll down. We've got gratitude and journaling, day 4, inner child, which you guys are loving, simple pleasures, day 6, and the last day was a new you. So I'm just going to check here. Lavinia, hopefully you're in there. If anyone else should leave the webinar for any reason, I will just let you back in. I will just remind myself to let you back in. And I'm going to make sure that my wonderful assistants who are lurking in the background as well are able to do that in the future. So there you go. It's progress over perfection with everything. So just going to recap this 7 days to self-love challenge. Vulnerability for me, guys, is absolutely everything. And how do you share your vulnerability? How do you actually cultivate that vulnerability? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share a book with you. It's called Crucial Conversations. It's a very, very good book. And that book is all about how you create safety. So creating safety so that you can share your realness, your not so good, and your good side of things with other people. And most of the time, it's the not so good that we're not so good at sharing. So I'm actually quite affected by the moon cycles. You might have heard that women often have moon cycles. And when it's a full moon, things are a lot crazier. The energies are a lot more out there. And when it's a half moon, or when that full moon's gone, it's like there's a big clearing of energy. Well, us guys, for you guys on the call as well as the ladies, you know, we also have these moon cycles. And if you look at other animals, like dogs, the dog will leave the house and it will go outside and it will look up at the stars, or it will look up at the moon, and it will see, you know, where the moon is, or it will see where the sun is, and it will get a good idea because the dog is connected to the planet. The other animals are connected. We're not connected. So here's a clue, and it's one of my tips later. Reconnect to the planet. We don't spend enough time doing that. I'm going to talk more about how that looks a little bit later on. So self-love meditation. Now, comment down below, please, you guys who have done the self-love meditation, or just anyone that's been doing the meditation on the regular. Lavinia, you're absolutely fine. No problem with the signal issues. There is nothing on this webinar that we cannot handle. Whoa, that's a scary thing to say, isn't it? No, seriously, if there's a thunderstorm, guys, we'll ride it. This is a 7 days to self-love party after all. After this, by the way, I'm going to do a little meditation just after I've gone through these as well. So prepare yourselves. Make sure you're here. If you need to go to the toilet very quickly, make sure that you go to the toilet. Because after I've gone through these 7 days to self-love, and we're getting there now, we're going to go into a meditation, into a connection. We're actually going to connect to the planet, and we're going to connect to all the things around us. It's really, really cool. One of my favorite things to do. Number 3, self-hugs, incantations, empowering questions. I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but for me, the questions that we ask ourselves on a daily basis, the questions we write down, the questions that we think about, that we cultivate, directly correlate to how well we perform in everyday life. And one of my favorite questions to ask myself when I'm coming out of the shower is, who do I need to be? You know, who do I need to be on this webinar to really serve you guys, to really help you guys to be everything that you can be? And one of the answers that I had to that question was certainty. I need to be here in my full presence, in my self-love party mode, and just, you know, being everything that I am, you know, bringing the beatboxer forward, bringing all aspects of me forward, bringing the coach forward, bringing the film producer. And so empowering questions, a very beautiful thing that you can do to start your day. So if you've got your notepads as well, write down about the questions. Remember that if you are not getting the results that you guys want right now, then I would suggest that the chances are very, very high that you're not asking yourself the right questions. E.g., Who do I need to hang out with more? Who do I need to, you know, hang out with less from my friendship group or even my family? And I know that family is a very contentious area. It's almost as though we have to spend a lot of time with family. But truth be told, I think it's an incredible idea to spend a bit of time with family and at the same time not get yourself, it's the best way to put this, to not get your energy trapped or detracted from who you want to be and from who you really are. Because a lot of the time, family are the biggest soul growth that we have. For example, your brothers, your sisters, your mum, you know, but they can pull us down without meaning to as well. So really, really think into that one as well, or feel into that one. Incantations. Here's an incantation that we had on the Self-Love Challenge. The incantation was, I am the captain of my ship, and wherever I choose to steer this ship, I will steer it. And then you take it up. I am the captain of my ship, and wherever I choose to take this ship, I will steer it. I am the captain of my ship, and wherever I choose to take this ship, I will steer it. Here's the thing with incantations. There is no right or wrong, but if you really want to take it up to the next notch, and I did this on video before, and you want to bring in something playful, you want to bring in something fun. So, I am the captain of my ship, and wherever I choose to steer this ship, it will go. So, you want to have some fun, be playful, let that inner child out. This is the self-love party after all. And when you start singing, when you start looking in the mirror, it's going to feel really, really silly at first, but actually, if you do it consistently over a period of time, it's going to feel incredible. So if you haven't been to the loo, guys, we're about to get into the meditation. I don't know why, because if I mention that, it's going to trigger some of you guys to need the toilet all of a sudden. But we're about to sit in the meditation for a good 5 minutes or so. So if you're on the cusp, go and do that. If you're watching the replay, consider this also permission to do that. Day 4, we had gratitude and journaling. Gratitude, guys, is just one of the most amazing secrets for all the most successful people in the world. They're grateful, they journal a lot. Inner child, well, I think I've done a pretty good job of letting the inner child out on camera for you guys as well. Simple pleasures. I'm really curious to see you guys watching and watching the replay as well. What are your favorite simple pleasures? Just give me one simple pleasure in the chat box, or 2 simple pleasures if you like in the chat box. Going to wait for those because I don't just want to talk at you guys as well. I want to hear your magic. Maybe your simple pleasures have changed. Maybe your simple pleasure is hearing Ollie sing on this webinar. Maybe that's a simple pleasure for you as well. Let's hear it. Okay, just waiting for that chat box to come on. I can see a couple of you with cameras, which is quite fun. Your baby son laughing. Oh, Lavinia, that's awesome. I love that. I don't know about you guys, but it's so freaking hot in an awesome, awesome way in London. It's like a greenhouse in here. But I know if I open the door, there's a whole load of noise, there's a whole load of kids around. I might just open it in a minute anyway. Self-love party, we'll do that. So hearing the birds, brilliant. What else, guys? What else is something you really, really love? Simple pleasures. Morning coffee, love it. What do you have in your morning coffee? Bulletproof coffee, standard coffee, strong coffee? Want to know. What are these bird songs? Tell me about your baby son laughing. Want to hear more details? Smell of flowers, beautiful. Someone in the Beautiful You group, Catherine, don't know if you're going to watch the replay, you're watching live, shared about the flowers, about the roses as well. I just thought that's beautiful. I mean, half the time, let's consider this. How much of the time do you guys stop to smell the roses and smell the flowers and just pick up on incredible things? And I feel like this is a good time to share this with you guys. This is one of my absolute favorite simple pleasures. And a good friend of mine made this for me. He's a plumber, and he said, look, you're always helping other people. I want to make something for you. And he made this love heart. I just thought that's incredible. So I want to share that love with you guys. Now, we're at the end of this. So here's what I want you to do. Just comment down below in the chat box and just say ready for meditation. I just want to make sure you guys are settled, because obviously I can't see you guys as well. Genuine joy in his laugh. Oh, it's just beautiful. I can feel it. Hearing people laugh out loud. Brilliant, guys. There's a slight delay on that as well on the chat. So what I'd love you to do right now is ready for meditation. Brilliant, Lavinia. Is everybody else ready for meditation? We're going to move into that space. Great. Just waiting for your comments in there. Denise are not happy with my scrolling down the slides. I don't know if I can press next, unfortunately. Okay, brilliant. Just waiting for anybody else that hasn't put down there. Catherine, awesome. Okay, if you're ready for meditation, we're going to do this now. Just going to stretch this out. And then afterwards, we're going to go into the main reason people fail to get into self-love. So love you guys to bits. And what I want you to do, if you're watching this call live or you're watching this call afterwards, first of all, if you have shoes on, take those shoes off. You can be in your socks or you can be in your bare feet. And I want you to put your bare feet on the floor. I'm going to rub our hands like this. Doing your best to remove any distractions. If you have any people around or the door is open, just make sure the door is closed. Just going to get some energy in our hands. I want you to have a big stretch up. Hands in the sky. As you stretch up, I want you to pull down energy from the sky. Pull it down. Nice and slow. I want you to pull that energy into you. Just calming your nervous system. I'm going to go up one more time. This time like this. And just see my hands here coming up just like this. Hands in a prayer position now, and I want you guys to close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice as opposed to worrying about the camera and what is happening on camera. As you listen to the sound of my voice, take a deep breath in, breathing in for at least 3 seconds. Bringing that deep breath in all the way up through your body and a deep breath out. As you take this next deep breath in, I want you to breathe in white light all the way up through your spinal cord in particular. Bring that white light up through your spinal cord. For anyone that's just joined us, making sure that your feet are positioned on the ground and that you're breathing deeply as you bring that white light up through your feet. Bring that white light up through your spinal cord, and each out breath that you do now, guys, visualize dark, heavy energy going out through your body and through your feet and into the ground. So you're breathing in white light, energy, purity, and you're breathing out any tension, anything that doesn't need to be there. Just let it go, just let it release. Anyone that's watching back or joining us now, joining in this meditation. And as we begin to take more of these deep breaths of white light in and of dark energy out, any of that tension, so let's say you have it in your shoulders, for example, release it on the out breath and let it go. So we combine and so we connect as a group. And as we connect as a group, we begin to uplift and take the energy up. So breathing in again and breathing out. I want you to draw particular attention to the top of your head, crown chakra. In your crown chakra, there is a beam of white light entering that crown chakra. And really feel as you breathe in this white light coming in through that crown chakra, as it energizes you. And as you take the out breaths, still being conscious of that dark energy, of that tension, and just leaving your body. As you're breathing in, loving yourself, filling up every single cell and fiber in your body with love and with energy. As you're breathing out, letting go of any resistance, of anything that doesn't need to be there right now. Becoming aware of the connection to the group in particular as we increase the energy, as we increase the intensity through the power of our breaths, and we rise up slightly into a lighter, more energetic vibration, breathing in nice and deep, and then letting it all go. Any thoughts, any pressure, anything that just doesn't need to be there, just letting it go on the out breath. As we breathe in now, I want you guys to connect to the entirety of the room where you are based. Become aware of your connection to every single thing in the room. Now become aware of the entirety of the street where you live, or the area where you live, as you connect from your heart and soul to that area, keeping your feet nice and grounded and staying relaxed with the breath. Now, becoming connected to all of London as you breathe in, feeling yourself rising up and visualizing and connecting to all of London, seeing all of London, seeing all of the incredible people in London, seeing the sunshine. Some of you may have been here, some of you may not have been to London, but just connecting to all that is in that London space. Now connecting to all that is in your home city, in your hometown, as you combine with London, where I'm based right now, as we energetically combine our forces together and combine our hearts. And I send each and every one of you listening to this meditation love from my heart to yours, and it is my hope that you receive that love within every single cell and fiber of your body. As you take the next few deep breaths in, begin to become connected to the whole of Europe. Every single country, all of the amazing people, from Switzerland to Norway to Italy to Romania to the UK, to wherever you're based, connecting to everything, connecting to all the culture, connecting to all the cuisine, connecting to the politics of these countries, but most importantly, connecting to the highest vibration that is love in these countries. As you connect to the energy of love, become aware of the opening around your heart space as you breathe into that heart space. And when you become aware of a white light, okay, a bubble of white light that is emitting and that is connecting to your heart space as you connect to the whole of Europe, and as you connect to, in particular, this love vibration between you and everybody else and everything that is in Europe. Always bearing in mind that at a soul level, you are love. There is nothing more than love at a soul level as you take these deep breaths in, breathing in, and then letting go of anything heavy, anything resistant that doesn't need to be there, breathing out that dark light, that dark energy, and staying connected to everything in Europe and everybody in Europe. Most importantly, staying connected to the earth, to the ground. It's that ball of white light that is emitting a frequency of love from your heart space. As you take the next few deep breaths in, move from Europe to connect with the entire planet now. Connect with every single human being. Connect in particular with the vibration of love on the planet as you rise up slightly with your body, as you take a deep, deep breath in now, breathing in into your diaphragm if you can. And as you breathe in, you may feel yourself rise up slightly as you take a macro point of view, a look upon the world, as you're looking down on the world now and being connected to all things, to all oceans, to nature, to the trees, to the environment. And as you are connected to all things as well, so be it that your heart space expands and expands. So be it that you feel connected to everybody. So be it that you send these people love right now from your heart to theirs. See these people across the world as well. A lot of people who are carrying tension and carrying negativity. And I want you to send them love from your heart to theirs. Send out that love. And as you send it, feel the love that is being sent back to you from the group. And feel the love that is re-energizing you as you send it out to every single person in the world as well. Choosing in this moment to really, really love your heart. Saying to yourself inside, I love you, heart. I love you, heart. I love you, body. I love you, soul, to yourself. Staying with the breath. Staying with the love, staying with the energy, staying with the connection to all things, to all that is. Now I want you guys to think of an experience where you were truly, truly grateful to have experienced unconditional love, or at the very least, a deep form of love. Perhaps it's with a family member, perhaps it's with friends, perhaps it's just an amazing experience that you really, really enjoyed. I'm going to find that experience now. Without questioning it, I want you to step into that experience as your current reality. I want you to see that experience of love, beautiful love unfolding. As though it is your current reality, feel into that memory as it plays out in front of you now. You are a character in that memory. Feel the love. Feel the experience. Maybe there's some laughter, maybe there's some fun, maybe there's some sadness. Whatever there is, experience it exactly as it is. What do you hear? Who are you surrounded by? Where are you in this experience of gratitude? I'm going to count down from 10 just now as well, and I'd like you guys to take this experience of gratitude up now as I count down from 10. We go 10, 9, 8, all the way down to the bottom. And as I get to the bottom as well, I want you to intensify this energy that's in your heart, this gratitude that's in your heart. And I want you to spread that to every single cell and fiber in your body, okay? So we're counting down now from 10, 9, 8. Taking your breath up and increasing it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, begin to increase that intensity. 1, and I want you to take this up through the roof, guys. The gratitude, the love, the intensity of that experience of love, and I want you to spread that across every single cell and fiber in your body. Allow that loving feeling through the power of your breath to spread. Staying with that moment of gratitude if you can. If it's gone already, then no problem. But if you're still there, then stay with that moment. And now I just want you to see yourself up here, if you like, above where you were at the beginning of this journey, floating, and allow the sun energy to heal and allow you to come back to earth. So the sun is in front of you now. You can probably feel the heat. I want you to breathe in the sun energy as you float up. And this sun is just going to filter any concerns that you have, any kind of, I didn't do the meditation right or whatever. Let me assure you, you did it perfectly. Breathe in and allow yourself to cleanse. Breathe in this sun energy into every single cell and fiber in your body. And just bring that smile to your face. Bring that loving energy. Bring that care, that sense of kindness to yourself. As you slowly begin to come back down to planet Earth, as you come back down through the power of your breath to the room where you are. And as you get to the room where you are, I'm going to wiggle your fingers just a little bit. Move your fingers just a little bit. Shake your feet just a little bit. Move from side to side if that helps you. And have a nice little but gentle stretch up in the sky like this with your arms up there. And slowly but surely, flutter your eyelids and come back to the space where we are. Beautiful to have you incredible people here. A lot of you guys from the Beautiful You group as well. I feel so blessed and so grateful for all of you guys. And so I want to invite you in this moment to, as you come back to yourself and get grounded, and we're going to move into the main reason why I see people fail when it comes to self-love. I want to invite you guys to share in the chat box as well one thing that you're truly grateful for. So just share that in the chat box with me. Keep it really simple, keep it really easy. What is it that you are grateful for? And maybe it has something to do with the gratitude that you have in this moment. Just share that in the chat box with me. I look forward to it. Motherhood, wow, beautiful, I love it. Sunshine, amazing. Mirai, so good to have you here as well. Part of this challenge, yeah, very grateful. Rafia, grateful, beautiful, love it. Gratitude is everything. What else are you guys grateful for? And we've got some other people on the call. Andrew, what are you grateful for? The birth of my children. Wow, these are absolutely stunning, guys. I hope these are the ones that you were doing on there. Jonna, what are you grateful for? Catherine Webster, what are you grateful for? Let me know, guys. There's quite a few of you on the call. Trina, what are you grateful for? Hopefully you can see the chat box. Your children, wow, beautiful. Grateful to be breathing, Rafia, that's incredible. I always said, and I really feel that in my heart as well, gratitude starts with the really simple things, the easiest things that we can possibly have. That's the most beautiful thing as well. Guys, I'm loving this chat box here as well, so I'm going to keep that open, and you can keep sharing in that chat box with me as well. That's awesome. So I want to move on now to, what's this? Water, cold shower, beautiful, that's great. Just going to cross here. Cold shower on a hot day, warm spring water, cool drink. That's great, beautiful. Right, so let's move on now, guys, to the main reason why I see people fail when it comes to self-love. Now, you might be mistaken for thinking that time is one of the big reasons why people fail when it comes to self-love. And as a coach and a healer, I've had plenty of clients over the years. I've been blessed to work with some incredible people. In fact, some of you guys on this call as well are also clients, which is beautiful, or what I like to call deep friends versus clients, people I work with on a deeper level. So you might be mistaken for thinking time is one of the reasons that you can't do self-love. You're always rushed. You have to get to work, or you have to do something, or it's a weekend, or there's always something better to do. So you haven't got the time for that. In my books, time is just another excuse. It's just another one of those reasons for not committing to loving yourself, to refilling your love tank, and to getting back to that space where you can be happier and more joyful and have a more amazing life. So time is just another excuse. So another excuse that you might have or be thinking about having is money. You know, money as an excuse to not do your self-love, self-care. Because there's the doing aspect that we spoke about before on the challenge, and there's the being aspect. So this aspect's really important, because this is where your health goes out the window if you don't be and you don't love yourself. And it's very hard to do if you're not taking care of your being. Now, money, you could argue that going out to work and you have to work and all these kind of things means that you have to keep going, chasing money. You lose that side of the beingness. You lose that kind of cultivation of doing, but of being. But at the same time, money is also another excuse, guys. It's just another one of those reasons, those excuses. I don't know if you guys have heard that when you are, or if you are late to something, people care very little about your reasons, your excuses for being late. In fact, what they care about most is the fact that you're on time or you're not on time. You know, that's all there is to it, and some communication in between. So the excuses of time and money don't count for much. So what is it? How can you have this amazing sense of self-love? How can you keep that up? How can you really nurture yourself? How can you have an incredible life experience, not just for the short term, but the long term? My answer to that is one key word: commitment. Commitment, commitment, commitment. It's not time, it's not money, it's not any other excuse, it's commitment. And I'd love to hear from you guys again in the chat box down below. Commitment comes hand in hand with discipline. And that structure, that setup of saying, you know, I'm going to do 10 minutes of self-love, and I'm going to do that every single day for a week, or I'm going to do that every single day for a month. So I want to hear you guys down in the chat box now. What are you going to commit to in terms of self-love? Are you already committed? Are you about to commit? Let's be completely honest. I just want to hear what you're going to commit to in terms of your self-love or ritual versus routine. And many of you guys saw my video, which is about rituals and routines. And so routines, you get up, you take the kids to school, you wake up at 7 o'clock, you have your breakfast, you do it kind of consistently, and you just keep doing that day in, day out. The thing about a routine versus a ritual is that a ritual is super exciting. It's about energizing you. It's about helping you. It's about refilling your love tank. And a routine is just something that you do partly because you have to do it, you know, taking the kids to school or whatever. I mean, you could take the kids to school, that's fun. You could take the kids to school and you could have a playful moment with the kids. You can have the music on, you can make it fun, you can change the game. And that in itself can be a ritual. Maybe you have a self-love walk, for example, that you go on outside, you go into nature. That can be a part of your self-love ritual versus a routine. So I hope that makes sense. I want to hear from you guys in the chat box down below. Let's get serious with this. What will you commit to now in terms of self-love? And just give me some examples. You know, I'm committed to 30 days of meditation, or I'm committed to 30 days of having a consistent self-love routine. What are you guys committed to? Get it in the chat box down below. Can't wait to read these. What are you committed to? No one committed in getting in the chat box? I've committed to 10 minutes of mindfulness for 21 days. That's awesome. Regular pampering, amazing. I love it. Tell me more. What does regular pampering look like for you? Self-hugs every day. Do you guys remember the self-hugs? So arms over the top. Everybody do this with me now. So arms over the top. We may as well just be there in person right now. Okay, so it's a webinar, but I could just be with you there in person. Arms over the top, and we're all going to go, oh. I want you to just literally just let go. We'll do it again. Ah. I could probably just sit there for the rest of the webinar. That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? Wouldn't really be a self-love party if I did that. But self-hugs are really, really beautiful. And if you make that kind of sound, you bring yourself back to that space of feeling just really good, just really light, really playful, really fun. It's a good way to nurture your inner child as well. Now, Yonella, I think that you said that you'd also done a week's worth of meditation. You committed to that as well. You wanted to take the challenge up. So let me know down below if that's the case. And we are going to shift on, guys. going to do a little beatbox for you as well as we move on to this awesome chapter. This is where I get to share with you guys the next level self-love tips. I hope you're ready for this. I've got 10, I've upped it from 7 self-love tips. If you've got your journal with you, or you've got a piece of paper or something, then get these tips down. I'm going to race through these tips as well, because I've got plenty to share with you, and I want to get onto a Q&A as well. Very first things first. Okay, if you're enjoying the beatboxing and if you're enjoying the webinar so far, if you've enjoyed the meditation, please let me know in the chat box, as I want to share this conversation. I want to share it in this moment with you guys as well. Shout yes if you want, or shout something else. Just let me know if you're enjoying this. Self-love tips. Let me just join those hands right there and give you guys a big heart. These are the next level self-love tips. You ready for this? This is something that isn't talked about enough. Awareness and emotional intelligence, guys. What we're told in society, and this is terrible, this is one of the big problems that we have in society, is very simply this. We're not aware of our feelings and emotions. Do you guys relate to this? We're not aware of emotional intelligence, and we don't know, on the whole, what to do with ourselves when these things come up. And so I'm sure I speak for all of us, and let me know if that's the same for you, when I say that I used to bottle up and shove down my emotions, my feelings. You know, when I wasn't feeling good, you know, even a few days ago, I get this still to this day as well. You can bottle those feelings up and you can push them down. But here's what I want to say to all of you as well. Your awareness, so the feelings, they're in the mind. That's the mind side of things as well. The emotions that you have, which is the energy in motion, is super, super important. It can tell you through that awareness what you need to do to get back to that space of love, to get back to that space of happiness. I'll say that again. Your emotions, the clues that are in your body, are telling you something about what you might need. For example, you may need some nature, you may need some fresh air. I probably will after this call, because there's a bit of a greenhouse in here. But you may need something particular. Your body is going to tell you that feeling through your emotions in particular, which is very physical. Through your body, it's like, how are you feeling? What's going on? I want to put you guys this top tip, which is to be aware of that and to be able to cater for that in terms of your self-love rituals. Just going to check we haven't got anyone trying to come in. Beautiful. So be aware of your emotions. Be aware of your feelings, your emotions. Your thoughts is one thing as well. Your thoughts, guys, probably less important. Don't give them as much weight as well. But there is a difference between true feelings and feelings of fear, which is something else to go into as well. So you're going to have to work out for now, and we go into this deeper on our retreat in Beautiful You, about when you can tell the difference intuitively between, you know, a real, like a fear-based feeling or an emotion, or something that's actually true feeling and emotion that you can act on. So a real fear-based one, or an actual loving truth emotion. So that's energy in motion as well. So what you want to do for now is just to practice, intuitively practice. Give yourself the gift of that self-hug. Give yourself the gift of that walk in nature. Give yourself the gift of what you feel you need when you need it, without moving towards instant gratification. So I'm not talking about go down and get yourself a cake, which is awesome. That's a part of a tip that I'm going to share as well. But I'm talking about the balancing act of all of this, but also looking into the emotions. Okay, so let's skip through these. Keep it simple, guys. Very, very awesome tip, and a beautiful one, I think. With your self-love routines, keep them really, really simple. Keep them really, really easy. Do not overcomplicate at your peril. So when I haven't done my self-love rituals for a while, what I will do is I just do 5 minutes of meditation. I'll sit down, deep breaths in, very simple, clean it out. I might even just do a meditation, or I might do gratitude as well, journaling as well, keeping it really, really simple. Next tip, personalize. Each and every one of you guys watching this is just so different. You're all so unique and all so different, right? So I want you to personalize those self-love routines, rituals, and make them something that you get excited about personally. And I can't tell you what that is. It's going to be personalized for you. Mindset first. So what I mean by that is, we talk about self-love, and we think that with self-love, sometimes you have to eat green smoothies, Be super healthy, only do healthy things, just do healthy orientated things the whole time. And from my experience, from my level of consciousness, that's just not a good way to go. Let's say you don't do what you say you're going to do at one point as well. It's very easy to get upset. It's very easy to get frustrated, to get angry about that. So choose mindset first. If you're going to eat your brownie or your cake, then what I put to you is have the mindset that that's going to be incredibly healing, that that's going to give you love. And don't use that as an excuse to never eat healthy food again, but it's powerful. So mindset. And there we go. Actually, I've just done 2 in 1, guys. So 4 and 5. You can have your cake and eat it. There we go. I wonder if anyone's got any cake on this phone call or watching this back on this webinar. Next one is 100% kindness. One of my favorite practices with clients, especially if you are ever going to work with me one-on-one, it's one of the first things that I say to clients as well. Be 100% kind to yourself. Be 100% kind to yourself. What does that look like? Not bringing any guilt or any shame into every single action in your doing and your being. Just picture that. Not bringing any guilt or any shame into everything that you guys do. You don't need to be that way. Let's say you haven't done something for a family member or a friend, and you probably feel a little bit cut up, especially with family, especially if you're a mum watching this and you feel like you haven't done that thing that you promised your son you're going to do. Here's what I put to you, 100% kindness. It's really blimming powerful. Again, in Thailand on the retreat, we're going into a lot more detail about this kindness, about loving yourself, really just allowing yourself to be your own best friend. This is the most crucial thing. And actually parent yourself. Next one is accountability. So very soon I'm going to be talking about a couple of options that I have for you guys should you want to continue the journey with me, have more self-love and get into this aspect of discovering the real you. But I would say that with the self-love rituals that you guys are going to do, you could easily do them and get into them and then fall off the horse, you know, a couple of weeks down the line. And what's been incredible for me is that I always have a weekly accountability buddy. I have my coaches, I have mentors, I have so many people in my corner, guys, I just cannot fail. In fact, I can fail, if you like, and pick myself up very, very quickly because of the support team, because of the accountability. So this is super important. Consider now, who do you have around you? Who is in your corner? Who is in your court? Because it's super, super important. As I'm just going to let Kirsty in there as well. Brilliant. Kirsty, just make sure you've got yourself on mute. So accountability, make sure that you guys have the right people around you. It's absolutely vital. So look at your family, look at your friends, and it's like, who can I spend time with now who can keep you accountable to this self-love, to this week of self-love that we've done, and for the rest of time, for the long, long term. That's what I'd love to see you guys get into, the long-term self-love. Variety. Variety is the spice, the absolute spice with all of these things, okay? So rather than make it boring, change it, guys. Have your self-love routine and you can change it. And we talked about rituals versus routines earlier, but I'd say that if you do something for 1 week, the next week, change it. Keep it interesting, keep it sexy. That is the very important word, guys. Keep it sexy, keep it entertaining, keep it interesting for you as well. If it's sexy, if it's interesting, if it's fun, the chances are high that you're probably going to do it. Next one. Only 10s. And I talked about this earlier, and what I mean by that is only in life aspire to heading towards, this is the scale, so 0 to 10. 10 is the stuff that you really, really love. Okay, so that's the people, that's the business, that's the stuff you're doing, that's the friends, that's the health, that's the self-love rituals you're doing, the things that are only 10 out of 10s in terms of passion. I hope that makes sense. Just let me know down in the comment box if this is making sense. I'm cracking through these quite quickly. And last but not least, we talked about this before, reconnecting with the planets, guys, okay? So how this looks is taking your shoes and socks off, going outside and really, really reconnecting with the planet. And Kirsty, we're gonna get there very soon, gonna come to you in a minute. But reconnecting with the planet, guys, super important. Having your shoes, your socks off, and spending time outside in nature. And think about this 7 days to self-love challenge as well, and how we've had that opportunity to reconnect with the simple pleasures. So it's really, really important. Now, moving on, any questions, let me know in the chat box and I will answer them as best I can as we're going to move into some questions soon enough. Let me just check that. You're wearing earthing shoes indoors. That's incredible. Brilliant. That's awesome. Amazing. So why is it worth you guys discovering the real you? Why should you do that? Why should you get into that? Well, it's a really good question, and one that I've dived into quite deeply myself. The thing is, and I'm just going to get back to this webcam now, if I can just put this full screen. Technical details, guys, aren't they fun? Just let me know in the chat box if you're enjoying this webinar, if it's making sense to you. Give me you can't give me a thumbs up because that's Facebook, but just give me a comment down below and let me know if this is making sense for you. And I'm going to need to, beautifully now, I'm going to need to pull up another slide, which is awesome. Happiness, absolutely. So what do you mean in terms of happiness? To be yourself is happiness. Okay, discovering the real you, that's awesome. Okay, great. So you guys get to see all of my tabs up here now because it's very open. I'm still screen sharing with you, which is brilliant. So vulnerability, guys, isn't that an amazing thing here as well? So I'm going to nick in here and I'm just going to see. Hoping to get an email in there. It's not in there. Never mind. That's all good. So when it does come in there, I'll check it out in a minute. But I want to talk about discovering the real you and why you should discover the real you, why that's super important. So discovering the real you is super, super important as far as I'm concerned, because one of the first things is this. Okay, so authenticity. So I hope that on this webinar right now, this is me. This is all of me, right? So if you see me, I was at a stag do the other day, you know, there's not too much difference between who I am as a person at stag do, for example, and who I am now. It's just a slightly different version of me. And the thing is, as I go back to that 16-year-old me when I was lost as well, it was a really strange time because everywhere you go, if you don't understand who you are, you get impacted and you experience other people's energies. Do you guys relate to this? Let me know in the box down below, the chat box. You experience other people's energies and they can pull you down or they can influence you, you know, family members, friends as well, so that you behave out of character. And have you ever been to maybe a coffee meeting or a tea meeting or a family gathering and just felt, guys, like you're not yourself, like you're walking away from those things and you just don't feel like you're yourself? Well, I had that lots and I really, really relate to that as well, where you're just not being yourself. So it's super, super important to be you. Now, at this particular point, I mentioned that I was going to do a couple of giveaways, basically. I was going to do some giveaways, some spontaneous giveaways. And I want to do one of those spontaneous giveaways right now. So if you are up for a spontaneous giveaway with my open screen here, that's here as well. It's quite fun actually showing it with you guys. I'm just showing my inner world. I'd share the view, the house, the everything with you guys as well, but we don't have time for that. It's all good. So if you are up for a giveaway right now, just comment below in the chat box as well, because it's only you guys on this live call that are going to get to have these giveaways. So I've got some really special things lined up for you. Brilliant. So John is in, Mariah's in, awesome. Giveaway up to the max. Yes, bring it on. Beautiful. Right, here it is. This giveaway is an angel card reading with me. So we're going to do a half-an-hour angel reading. It's very simple. We'll do that over Zoom, basically, that we're using now. And I will basically guide you guys through these angel cards, my favorite angel cards right here. Beautiful angel cards. And I will do a reading for you over Zoom. These readings are normally reserved for my private clients, and that's something that I want to do just as a special gift, just because I can. And I spoke to some of my mentors when doing the webinar, and they're like, are you sure you want to give away all these on-the-spot challenges or whatever? You're supposed to be just doing the sell and all the rest of it. Well, the thing is, for me, and the way I roll and the way I love these things is just give you guys as much freaking value as I possibly can, you know? So what you're seeing is the real deal. I mean, you've got my screen open, you can see my Chrome, you can see my everything, you know, on there as well. So I may as well take my top off and just be completely exposed, right? But here you go. So these cards are here. That will be an angel card reading with me. Now, here's how this is going to, not my top off. Okay. I've got Denise on here, my other half Denise, and she's saying no top. Okay, I'll keep the top on for now, at least. Right, so the way this going to work, this giveaway, is from the moment I say the words press 1, I want you guys to press 1 in the chat box, and I'm going to look away for a second. I'm going to pick a number, and you're going to see my hand, and let's say it's number 5, for example, and you've pressed 1. You're going to be the 5th person down there. I'm going to select you. That's an insight as to how my brain works. It's quite a complicated way to put this across, right? Simple. So simple but complicated. So I'm going to look away. I'm going to do a number like this. As I say 1, basically, I want you guys to put 1 in the chat box. And hopefully, if we've got a number of people putting those 1s down there as well, we're going to give away this angel card reading. Cannot wait to do that for you guys. So I want you to press 1 now in the chat box. Press 1 in the chat box. I'm going to look away. And I'm going to hope that you guys are putting 1 in the chat box. It'd be funny if you weren't, but I hope you are. And I'm going to choose a number from the chat box. And that number is 4. Bang. Who is number 4? Who got in there at number 4? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Catherine Webster, awesome. Okay, so you've got an angel card reading with me. Cannot wait to do that with you. Awesome. Huge, huge love. It's not the only thing that I'm going to give away here. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that nearer the end. In fact, if you guys stick around till the end of this webinar, which I hope you will, I'm going to give you guys all a very special something, just something that I wanted to do in addition to what we're talking about as well. So stick around to the end of the webinar. From the looks of things, we might be going over time, but let's see what magic we pull off here as we kind of scooch through. But thank you guys for that. That's awesome. There were some quick ones. Catherine Webster, awesome to have you on that as well. Now I'm going to see if this email, webinar part 2, there we go, from Denisa. Isn't that great? Brilliant. Let me download that. Okay, there you go. How's that for a bit of openness with the sharing? So here we are, reasons to discover the real you and why you should discover the real you. Authenticity is definitely a superpower, right? If you're truly authentically you, then I would suggest that you probably do something like I'm doing as well. No matter what happens, no matter what goes on, you can ad-lib, you can go along with it. You can be in social situations and you can be okay with those social situations when stuff goes wrong. Authenticity means that if you offend other people, this is really, really important, guys. If you offend someone else, that's your superpower, to be you. And if you trigger them, then they have healing to do. So that's a really beautiful thing as far as I'm concerned. Now, people buy you, all of you guys, before they buy what you do. Some of you, I can imagine, are like, Ollie, what do you do? You know, what do you actually do other than self-love, or is self-love the main thing that you do? And what I do is I help people to get back to who they really are and create their dream life. I'm very into that creation process. But the thing is, most of you guys, fingers crossed, would have bought me first. You would have said, you know, I quite like this guy. He does some weird beatboxing. He shares all these screens. He doesn't take his top off, thank God. You know, but you buy into me in some level, or you like me in some way, or you see something in that. The quickest way I know to fulfillment is by being the real you guys, actually being who you are in your entirety. It's a very good way to get towards what you love and what you're passionate about in terms of career. Also, being the real you is all about freedom and creating freedom where you guys get to create the rules. Isn't that freaking exciting? Rather than the traffic light goes red. This is a good test. I have this with all clients as well. I'm like, when the traffic light goes red, do you cross the road, or do you wait just because there's a red traffic light and stop there? And what I put you is this, that if you are entrepreneurially minded, that you will probably just cross the road. You'll be like, is it safe? I'm not going to get run over or anything. But you just cross the road because, you know, it's just a rule. It's just a structure. It's just a thing that's been set up. Yes, you could argue it's a safety thing, but there are many, many rules that I find in society that are just broken. Unless we stretch the boundaries, unless we stretch the limits, how are we ever going to create new rules, new incredible things? So freedom. Freedom from rules, creating your own, rather than rules, I prefer standards, creating your own standards for self-love and how you're going to live life. The end of compromise. So Denise is on here as well, my amazing other half. And one thing we have as a conversation, guys, is this. We talk about not compromising. Rather than compromising, one of the best things that we can do is to find the joy for Denisa and for myself. Just picture that. Find the joy for you, find the joy for your other half, or find the joy for your friend, for example, like that. You know, when I think about it, most of us compromise who we really are. We compromise what we're doing in order to keep other people happy. I just think that's a terrible way to live. Also, living for the weekend, you know, this comes in with discovering the real you, because then you start to want to do something you're passionate about and you really, really love. Now, when you are the real you as well, you have more energy, guys, you have more drive, you have more time to dedicate to what you really love. You know, that's the creation of your own business. If some of you guys want to do that, and we're going to talk about a program that I have in just a minute. And, you know, so it's just magical. And above all else, I'd probably say energy. When you do what you love, it's like this archer here. You've got the target. It's like a bullseye. You get to do, you get to wake up in the morning with a smile on your face, with the sun, wherever you guys are. In London, it's shining right now, and you get to shoot towards the target. And with any luck, with a bit of practice, you're going to hit that target more often. So here we are at this point in the webinar with all my screens open, with all my vulnerability, with all my sharing with you guys. And I want to invite you into this beautiful space, which is Beautiful You, the retreats. And in a moment, we have the amazing Kirsty Kerrings. I hope you're still here somehow. Just let me know in the chat box. Who is one of the people that is come on our Beautiful You retreats. And I just wanted to bring you guys into this world. Why? Because Beautiful You is the space where we get to dive a lot deeper in terms of discovering the real you, where we get to peel back, to use the onion analogy, the muck, you know, the things that are holding you guys back from your authenticity, the things that are holding you back from your confidence, the things that are holding you back from your dream life, which, if you're anything like me, is by the beach, is in the sun, by this pool down here. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, this house is absolutely stunning. And what me and Denisa wanted with this spiritual health retreat is we wanted to create something that felt very comfortable and very homely, but also was a space that you could completely transform as well. So the idea is very simply that you're in this incredible space. The sea is just down at the end of the picture where you see the palm trees, and really comfortable space where you transform and then you get to sleep in this luxury house. It's incredible. So we have this retreat coming up, and we have just a few spaces left on this September retreat. We also have some spaces on the February retreat as well. So I wanted to bring you guys into this beautiful world that is Beautiful You. And if you want to take that next step in the journey, then come and join. I invite you right now to come and join me and Denisa and our yoga teacher, Mike, and our masseuse. Everything is about alignment out there as well, to help you get back to who you really are. And the next thing that I'll say that's a huge benefit with that is that when you clear out the muck, there's more room for joy, love, happiness, peace. And a crucial thing that happens at Beautiful You as well is people step into their power. If you're a spiritual teacher and you're on this call, or you're someone that's thinking about starting your own business or whatever it is as well, it's not that we do big life purpose stuff at Beautiful You. That's my other program that I'm going to tell you about. But it is that this is about stepping into your power. And you get to coach other people there. You get to be a part of the group. So far, I can tell you guys that we have pretty much all amazing ladies at the retreat. I think we've got 8 or 9 ladies at the current existing retreat, and just a few rooms left on that front. So let me bring you into this Beautiful You space. Here is a collection of some of the awesome people at the last Beautiful You retreat. In fact, we're missing like 2-3 people. This is wandering around the big Buddha. Just in terms of location, this is Thailand, this is Koh Samui. It's the hero's journey. In terms of pricing, which we're going to get onto in a minute, or value, as I like to see it as well, is everything is included in terms of the retreat package and the food, which is 3 days juicing, 4 days healthy food. The only thing that isn't included is the flights. And what we love about the actual flight is that it's an 8-hour flight, I think it is, to Bangkok, and an hour and a half or something to Koh Samui, this beautiful little airport in Koh Samui. And we have found from several of our attendees at the retreat, Kirsty, I'm sure you think the same, that the retreat is just a hero's journey or a heroine's journey. You start that spiritual journey as you get on the plane, and you're thinking, what is this going to be like? There's the experience, all of the stuff I've just spoken about: love, joy, peace, happiness. I don't want to read all of that stuff out. One thing that's been really, really clear from the retreat that's been really, really beautiful is that it's continued for a long period of time afterwards. And so we felt very blessed, me and Denise, with that, because we just created it from our hearts to the world and bring it here to you guys as well. And we just said, look, where can we have this incredible beach luxury setup, and how can we help people to come back to more joy and happiness? And it's just been incredible. So all of these things, these are all benefits from the retreat. And patience, well, that's a very big one. I know I was one of those people who used to get stuck in traffic jams for a long period of time and get stressed out and honk the horn at the person in front of me. And through practicing, through cultivating self-love in particular, and through moving into facilitate these retreats as well, I can certainly say that I have a lot of presence, a lot of patience. Those of you that work with me or have experienced my videos in the Beautiful You group, I hope that comes across. So this is for you if you want to take a break. Get out of the 9 to 5. You want to spend time cultivating and getting back to the real you. You want to spend time in an amazing swimming pool. You want to be surrounded in a safe space by beautiful, incredible, big-hearted people. Take the Beautiful You group, guys, and times that by, I want to say like 10. You know, Beautiful You's group's amazing. I was going to say times 100, but I want to be realistic with you guys and say, look, times it by 10. It's incredible. It's sunny. You're sitting there in your deck chair with a coconut. You're expanding your heart. You're getting back to you. We do guided meditations. We go and meet spirit guides. We do all kinds of deep spiritual stuff. You go and learn about healthy food, about raw food and cooking with Denisa. We have these incredible fruits. I don't know if there are any fruit pictures that Denisa has put here in the slides. It's just the place to be. And so I invite you guys to Thailand. There is a little testimonial that Denisa has chucked in that I didn't know was going to be in this. All about the transformation and how it happens and peeling back the layers. And this downstairs was a very, very downstairs by the pool, very heartfelt moment, because people are doing what's called heart circling. And as we did heart circling, Denisa and myself both got involved in the heart circling. And so we had to share that vulnerability, that truth, that expression. And one of the things that was difficult for us to share, I'll just be open with you guys, was facilitating these retreats and actually being really real and genuine without constantly feeling like you have to be the facilitator. So we shared a lot of vulnerability, and we'll continue to share that vulnerability with you guys. Okay. Some beautiful pictures on the left. She's on the call today, the wonderful Kirsty Kerins. A guy called Farin in the middle, and then Rixie, one of my favorite people to work with one-on-one as well. And that is the beach right next to the house. In the distance, you've got more islands. And what he says here, Farin, is he says, for anyone thinking about coming to Beautiful You, the question is, are you really ready to shift? Are you ready to seriously get rid of your crap and get back to, you know, transforming your life, get back to that space of love, joy? And you can see that I don't like reading things off the screen too much. But what Farin is saying is, because honestly, this isn't for people that are looking to do surface level work or superficially change. This is a retreat for those people that want to go to the core of their being. They want to get back to who they really are. Thank you for that, Farin. So here we are, bit of a nighttime view, and you know, everything that Denise is just so magical, guys. Like, for everything that I am as a person as well, I can tell you, you know, if you're going to join us on this retreat, as I say, in September we've just got a few places left, and in February we've got some more places. For everything that I am, I would not be the person I am without my amazing, beautiful other half. She really is very, very special. And you can see her down the other end. Many of you know Denisa, with her hands up, and she's done all of this food in the kitchen. We have a couple of Thai helpers as well, and it's just phenomenal. It'll blow your mind, guys. You've got turmeric up there. You've got healthy green smoothies. You've got all of this local tropical fruit. It's just out of this world. So just bringing you into this. And here's the house. Quick preview of the house. If you're liking the look of the house or you're liking the look of the retreat, just say hell yes down below. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Again, I don't like to talk at you too much. So just say hell yes, this is looking cool at the bottom. Love to hear it. Congrats, Catherine. Awesome. I've missed some of your comments, guys. Oh, loads of stuff left. Denisa, other half Denisa, just need you to know that everyone can read your comments, so stop private messaging me. Basically, so I'm going to pop that down there. She's trying to send me little clues and private messages about things. So what she wants me to know, Denise wants me to know this thing, is to talk about September rather than February time. But there is, between us, I've already mentioned it, a little February time thing as well. But essentially, September is coming up very, very soon, guys. And we have a lot of beautiful ladies on this retreat in September. So if you're a guy or if you're a lady and you're fancying joining this party, it's going to be incredible. You see this room on the top left? That is our coaching room, our coaching space. Moroccan interior as well. We're in there, Denise and I, in the evening, and we're coaching you just about every single evening. Now, initially, we thought that we would do films and we'd show like these self-love films and health films and so on. But the healing, and you'll see the compliments and the things that people share are so deep that we never really got into that. So in the top right is a bathroom, one example of a bathroom, and there's an example of a bedroom. So before we get on to Kirsty, I hope you're still here to talk a little bit about the retreat and what your experience is like. Guys, as I said in the comments, just comment down below if you're liking the look of this and the retreat, because it's something very special, close to our hearts as well. So I'd love to hear what you think. Or if you think, hey, Ollie, your presentation's rubbish, fine. Okay, well, keep it to yourself. So what's included? So airport transfer, basically. This is Koh Samui Airport, which is a beautiful airport. You get 7 nights luxury accommodation. You get 3 days of juicing and 4 days of healthy food. So it's all on this slide. I'm going to share this with you guys, the actual webinar, so you can come back to this. Also, as you arrive, and this is one of my absolute favorite things, you get a massage. And that's especially, we encourage you to arrive a day before. This is the 1st to the 8th of September in terms of dates. Day before and a day afterwards as well. The reason being that we love you guys to settle into island life and to be really chilled out and really relaxed, and then come in basically into the house and get yourself a massage and get involved. There's juicing workshops, there's a lot of laughter, there's a lot of fun, there's a lot of inner child stuff. I take you guys out, obviously being a big runner myself, and we do some runs, we do some core workouts, we do daily meditation. Kirsty's probably going to talk about this as well. The yoga in particular is a big, big highlight for people. And of course, like the meditation we did at the beginning, we do meditations, we have that experience, and you get hands-on coaching. Me and Denise do not hold back. We tell you and we share. It's like challenge and love, the 2 aspects of that as well. So we will love you and challenge you. And probably the single most standout thing that I'll tell you about the retreat, and Kirsty may talk about this again, is that the group of people that we have on the retreat are just out of this world, guys, as well. It's so beautiful. It's like a family, and we will create that family space regardless of the setup and who comes on the retreats. So you go, family feel. We also have a boat trip this year to one of the islands. So Kirsty or anyone else that's been to the retreat, if you fancy coming, awesome. Oh, what's included twice? So the total value of the retreat, guys, is £5,000. It's a retreat that we spoke to the guys that came to the last retreat, and they turned around to us and said, look, I would easily spend, so it's an individually and as a group as well, I'd easily spend £2,000 to £4,000 on this retreat. And then on top of that, we have the boat trips, we have the massage, we have the pickups, we have all of these kind of things as well. Okay, so you have a sum total of £5,000 worth of stuff on the retreat. And God, it's just the most incredible, beautiful, beautiful thing, guys. So you're probably thinking at this point, listening to this webinar, is this actually you? You know, is this actually for you? Can I seriously get out to the retreat in Thailand? And maybe some of you are thinking, can I afford this? Can I make this happen in terms of finances? What I put you is, don't even think about the finances for now. Just think about, in your heart space, is this something that you'd like to do? Is it something you'd like to commit to? Because the step to actually commit, as we're going to talk about financially, is actually really, really easy to get to. So is this something that intrigues you, that excites you, and that feels right for you? If it feels right in your body, we don't like to have anybody at the retreat that is like 90% or 95%. So if you are 95%, you know, it's not the right place for you. But if you feel called to join us in Thailand, in magical Thailand, then that's where you can really, really consider this as an option for you. So there she is, the awesome Kirsty Kerins. Now I'm hoping you might actually be online, Kirsty Kerins. Do you want to come on, put your camera on? Let's see if we can get Kirsty.
I'm here.
We have got, now I can't see you, such as vulnerability of this.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
Let's see you. Oh, brilliant. Now, I don't want to switch this over to you as the main host.
No, don't. No.
That's awkward, won't it?
Yeah. I can see you, Kirsty, from
I'm
Lavinia.
going to drag Kirsty in the middle so you guys can see her. The wonderful, the one, the only Kirsty Kerins. I'd love to just invite you to share a bit about the retreat and, you know, what you've loved or what you know, what you didn't like. I mean, you don't like everything, but just share the magic that is the retreat with these guys.
Oh, Ollie, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for asking. Just seeing those pictures just brought a big smile to my face, and I've still got the pictures actually on my phone. And every so often I'll just sit and I'll just swipe through the pictures, and it just takes me right back to that moment. So, oh my goodness, right, okay, I'm going to try really hard to put this into words because it's more feeling. So, right, first of all, the people. Ollie and Denisa have got this magical ways of just bringing the right people together. And right from day one, the group felt like a family. You know, and I suppose, you know, on this beautiful You 7-Day challenge, you know, we've all been encouraging each other and all been supporting each other, and we all kind of know each other that little bit more. Yeah. So just intensify that because you're in each other's spaces, you know, for those 7 days where you're sleeping together. You know what I mean? You're sharing rooms together.
Let's sleep together.
Yeah, it's not one of those retreats. You know, we're going through. We went through so much stuff. Like, I think the people on this retreat know way more about me than my family, than my best friends, than even possibly my husband, which sounds a bit crazy, but that's how together and how, you know, like safe the environment is, I suppose the word is. And, you know, there was just nobody in that group that you kind of like, I don't get on with you and I can't relate to. And I just really feel that, you know, Denisa and Ollie just attract the right people at the right time. So that's the first thing. The setting, it's paradise. I mean, I'd been to Thailand before and, you know, done a bit of traveling around. So I kind of had an idea of, you know, what was coming. I had no idea. You know, what I thought in my head was not what we got. I mean, the house is stunning. The pool, the beach is like not even a 5-minute walk. And yeah, having the yoga. Oh, the yoga was one of my highlights, I have to say. Mike, great guy, awesome yoga teacher, more intuitive than just getting into poses.
Let me ask you something, and you know what's going to be really powerful for these guys, I think, on this. Yeah. Let me ask you, because initially some of the guys thought that this was going to be a holiday, you know, that type of thing as well. So tell me about, of course there is the sun, of course it is a lot of fun as well, but tell me about that aspect, the transformational aspect of the retreat, because, you know, it's not just any old retreat.
I wouldn't even call it a retreat, Ollie. I would call it a transformational week. I think a retreat makes it sound like it's going to be relaxing. It's going to be, you know, lions. No chance. It was like full on right from day one, right from the get-go, you know, into workshops. And it wasn't just skirting around the surface. Everybody went deep. You know, there wasn't a warm-up day or couple of days. I remember the first session we had, and Ruxy, I believe Ruxy's going this year, she had just literally arrived, you know, and you know how travel is, it can be quite stressful. And we went straight into a workshop, and Ruxy just went there. You know, she went so deep, and it almost gave us the right, come on, let's play on that field rather than possibly the field that we thought we were going to be, you know, just sort of pottering around.
I got goosebumps because she went so into her vulnerability, didn't she?
She really did. And, you know, and this was, you know, some of us had actually had a bit of time, you know, to sort of get to know each other and, you know, chat. Whereas Ruxy, she didn't know anybody. And, yeah, so vulnerable and so beautiful. And, you know, just from that first session, Ruxy lifted, you know, she changed. And that's one thing that I'll take away from it, that, you know, I've always heard about people, you know, when when you've gone deep and you're unraveling all the gunk, you know, your facial expression changes, your skin brightens, your eyes brighten. that's exactly what happened to every single person on this retreat, because we all did the deep work. We were looking around and going, we all look different. We all, like just almost like renewed, if you like. And there were tears. Oh my God. I mean, I'm an emotional person anyway. And Ollie and Denisa just know how to just push the buttons.
We know how to make people cry, right?
Yeah, but not in that sense. In the sense of know the questions to ask. Know the, almost like, intuitively know the triggers that are going to get that gunk up, rather than just sort of, skirting around the surface. So every session we did, I think I cried. And, I remember saying to Sam, and it was like, I'm exhausted. I'm utterly exhausted, because we're doing the 3-day juicing, and then we're eating amazing healthy food. And it's like, I can't go any deeper. The layers have gone. And then we'd go into another workshop and there'd be more layers. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's just, I just realized that, this is ongoing. You never get there. And that's
because of time. I love you to pieces.
Sorry, I'm such a talker.
Awesome. And I honest to God, like, I don't even know what to say on my heart. Like, these things are like live webinars, and you guys are watching this live and you're watching the replay as well. I'm just so super, super, super grateful that you're here, that you're just being you, that you're just talking freely about the retreat. I even gave you permission. I was like, talk about the bad stuff of the retreat. So I'll talk about the good and the bad stuff. And
there's no bad stuff.
And you're glowing. You're here. And the last little question I'll ask you, and we'll scooch on because I want to move on to the next bit.
Sure.
Actually, Kirsty, funny enough, you came on my 90 Days to Life Purpose course as well. That side of
I did. Yeah.
Just about to talk about that side of things. I'm about to make you guys an unbelievable, crazy, crazy offer. And also, at the end of this call, guys, I'm going to make you, I'm just going to give away a couple of just super bonuses, just because I feel like doing it. It's just something cool. So stick around for that. But Kirsty, I want to ask you really briefly about this. It's now called the 6 Weeks to Monetize Your Life Purpose. And it's about, and we're going to talk about this more. I've just moved down to the next thread. There we go. Just on there. Thanks, Denisa, making my life easy. So 6 Weeks to Monetize Your Life Purpose is my course, which has 60 videos and which has 2-hour coaching sessions. We have 7 of those in total now, and we had a few more on the program you were on. How was that program for you?
Yeah, that was really great. I mean, for me, I had started coaching, and I suppose I was kind of like, I'm loving coaching, but is this really my thing? And is this really what I should be doing? And working with Ollie on the actual program, so on the live calls with everybody else, it was really great because Ollie allowed all of us, to step in and step into our power as coaches, because there were other coaches on that group. And so that was really empowering, and also gave me more confidence that this is what I'm here to do. But also, having the videos to work through at your own time was really great, because you know what schedules are like. You can get really crazy busy, and just working through those, and just allowing yourself to just explore a few more options. So for those people out there that are thinking, do you know what, I've got my life purpose, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, this is good, because it really lets you sort of explore other routes to see, is that for me? Actually, no, this is for me. If that makes any sort of sense. And it was really interesting, because me and my husband did it together. And Ian is in property, and we actually found out through the work that we did with Ollie and the group on here that actually really Ian's doing that for the money side of things, but we found actually what his life purpose was, and that was this freedom coach, which is still in the background. And I know for a fact, he's working towards that, because he still talks about it to this day. And Ian would not have even had that it wasn't even in his sphere of, thought, because he's like, who am I as a coach? But, through the questions and through the videos that Ollie produced, this drew this passion out of Ian that he had no idea was even there. You know, so for those that think they've got the purpose, I'd say get on this, because it'll just either solidify it for you and just give you the more confidence to go forward, or it may change your direction that you never even saw, you know, because you're so blinkered, like for Ian, so blinkered into property, he didn't even see a freedom coach in his future. So I know for a fact, like I said, that's going to come up. And again, you know, I just want to acknowledge you, Ollie, because Ollie is such an intuitive coach. It blows my mind. And this is what really attracted me to Ollie. We had a call, and it's almost like he was reading my mind. He knew who I was as a person. And because of that, I just thought, you know what, I trust you with everything. And, you know, just going back to the retreat, I had the most incredible experience meeting spirit guides. And I just trusted Ollie with everything I had going through that process. Never doubted for a minute that Ollie didn't have my back, and Denisa, who was sat next to me. And I would just say, guys, just jump in. If you've got any doubts, just do it, because what have you got to lose? Everything to gain. I'm such a different person than what I was, you know, before meeting Ollie and Denisa and going on this adventure with them. So I hope I've given you enough feeling.
I almost don't know what to say. I mean, the first thing I want to say is that you're glowing, you're buzzing, love you to bits, you know. And one thing that I will say is everything that I see in you is what you have in you. And everything that you see in me is what you have in you. And this is one of the things we love in Thailand as well. And I have just seen you go from strength to strength. And I think you're just freaking phenomenal. And I love the fact that we get to work together, and any of you other guys, I mean, we're kind of a family already, aren't we? All of us lot guys in this, in this webinar right now, you know, we're pretty much Beautiful You family vibes. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this awesome, just stepping on and spontaneous. I asked Kirsty, guys, very, very recently, and you know, this is the thing in life. You can turn around and you can say hell yes. Most people don't say hell yes. Or you can say yes. And in my books, love that, Mariah, got those hearts. In my books, it's a hell yes or it's a no. That's the simple thing with this stuff as well. And the same is true of the retreat. I'll just set this stuff right up for you guys as well. If you're a hell yes, awesome, amazing. If you're not, no problem at all. You know, be part of the Beautiful You family. I hope that the tips on this webinar have really served you today. Kirsty, I'll let you be around if you like, or take
I'll stick around. Yeah, absolutely. Thank
you so much.
And Ollie, can I just say, if anyone's got any questions and they want to ask me, or they want a call, or they want to have a chat about the retreat, if you're kind of like, oh, I don't know, please, you know, just get in touch with me. I will more than happy. Oh my God, I'll chew your ear off about it, because it's just magical. So yeah.
That's a great love heart. That's it. Copper love heart. You're awesome.
Thank you. No worries at all. Right.
Very, very soon.
Speak soon. Bye.
How do I stop your? Okay, perfect. Hopefully you can see me, guys. So now, hopefully I'm full on camera and you can see me properly. And I do want to say it's a real beautiful blessing, because normally Denisa and I do live events. We do a lot more of that stuff. We do a lot more coaching over Skype. So it's been really fun to hop on webinar, and a big learning experience as well in the process. But we wanted to speak to all of you guys at once. And I just wanted to share the meditation, share those self-love tips with you as well, tell you all about this incredible retreat that we've got going on. We've only got a few limited spaces left before I just go into how much value there is on it. I want to thank you guys for being here so far, for being on this call, and I'm appreciating that time is creeping on and we're slightly over where we said we were going to be, but I'm going to get to the punch. It's going to be awesome. Trust me on this. Stick with me. And the 6 weeks to monetize your life purpose program, really simply, there are 60 videos. The program is designed to get you guys your first paying clients. I have seen people day in, day out, especially in London, who are depressed, miserable, going into work. Perhaps that's some of you guys on this call. I don't think it is, but it might be. Going into work, and it's like you just don't want to be in the workplace, or maybe you're not working right now, or maybe you're trying to find that passion, that purpose. this is the program that will help you to get those first paying customers, those first paying clients. Kirsty was on the program. She's doing awesome things in the coaching world, as was her husband, Ian. And the thing is, you can have a cash cow and you can have a life purpose. But what we're really going to focus on in the 6 weeks, the life purpose course, is we're going to focus on your absolute passion, on your 10 out of 10, the stuff that you really, really love and you want to bring to the world. You want to change the world for the better. I have a mission by 2030, guys, to help 1 billion people to get back to that space of love and joy and happiness. And I have a book coming out soon called Back to Love, which some of you guys will probably know about. And that book is designed to reach a much wider audience, so I can reach out to all of these incredible people and just help to raise the consciousness of the planet. And so I've put to you guys, when it comes to your life purpose, the retreat side of things is much more about discovering the real you and going deeper into that. It's a very important part of the process, going much deeper there and bring out your confidence, bring out your happiness, your joy. The 6 weeks to life purpose course is about, do you want to start that business? Do you want to find that life purpose and get paying clients? So anyway, I'm going to share my screen with you again, hopefully. Let's just see if we can do this again. And can I do this again? There we go. Funny if I shared something different. So there is the wonderful Kirsty Kerins. And I want to thank you again, Kirsty, for that awesome overview there. That was amazing and so real, so heartfelt. And it was so real that I've magically managed to lose the chat box. So I'm just going to see if I can get it back somehow. One of you wonderful people talk to me so I can get this chat box back. Aha, there is the chat box. Brilliant. It seems to have refreshed. So I'm going to move on now to talk about the actual retreat side of things and the actual 6 weeks to monetize your life purpose course. The retreat, we've just been through that, has a total value. This is actually the wrong, that's interesting because it was £5,000 before. So £5,000 value basically. So I'm just going to do this as it's laid out. 6 weeks to monetize your life purpose course, which if you normally go on the life purpose course is, Denise is really testing me with these values now. So £5,000 the top one and then £1,000 here. So that's £5,000 plus the £1,000, £6,000, £6,500 worth of value. And what I wanted to chuck in here on this call with you guys is a one-on-one coaching session with me. And what I normally do is I do those sessions for £500. So I do a 90-minute session for £500. So this is brilliant. I really stuck my foot in it here with these values, but bear with me. You know, I trust myself to be, open and real with you guys as well. So all of this value basically, and rather than just give you all of this value at this price, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip straight down here and I want to give you guys a very, very special offer, basically a 24-hour offer. And the reason I want to give you a 24-hour offer, and I'm going to make that offer super, super clear aside from these slides, which are not so clear, is because I love people that are committed, people that take action, people like you guys who come on the 7 days to self-love challenge, and you're prepared to do whatever it takes to get your dream life, to get back to love. And for me, that's really, really special. And as I said before, we love people to come to Thailand who are super, super committed. And that's where you get this heart-centered, amazing retreat. And one of the first things we do is when you arrive on the retreat, everybody compliments each other. Everybody's vulnerable, everybody's real, everybody compliments each other. It's just the most incredible thing. So here is the offer to you. The offer is very simply this. All of that value, which stacks up, I think it's 6,500 in total value there. All of that value for just £2,500, guys. That's it. That's the full shebang. And we're going to give you guys a queen size room for that as well. We've got 3 different rooms. We're going to simplify the whole process basically and give you a queen size room. That's a double bed in our beautiful, beautiful house in Thailand. Also, that £2,500 is going to give you it's going to give you the beautiful you retreat in Thailand. It's going to give you the 6 weeks to monetize your life purpose course. It's going to give you the one-on-one coaching with me. And you can either do that, guys, if you want to come and join us, you can either do that via £2,500, that's up front, or you could do 5 installments of £500. That doesn't even have any of that commission, any of that percentage or anything else as well. That's just us honoring that, keeping it easy for you. You have a surcharge normally, so it doesn't have that. And only for today, Denisa has given me special permission to put in her 8-week program, which is only for women. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry, you other guys. It's very English, isn't it, to apologize. Watching this webinar or watching the replay, Denisa has given me special permission to add her program to the mix. So you'll get Denisa's program, all of this stuff, which comes up to a total of 7,500. Isn't this beautiful? Because the slide was slightly wrong. £7,500 worth of value. And just for today, only for today, I want to do a super, super special offer for you guys for £2,100. That's it, literally for the next 24 hours, because the room that we're going to put you guys in the retreat by itself is worth £2,500 by itself as well. In fact, the retreat itself is just incredible, and the value is just out of this world. And so if you guys want to come on this amazing experience with me and Denisa to Thailand, we'd love, love, love to invite you there to do it. It's only available for the next 24 hours, guys. And we're going to replicate what we have in the Beautiful You group, in the Beautiful You community. Just see if I can see you guys there. I've lost my chat box again, no problem. So basically, we're going to replicate what we're doing in the Beautiful You community, and we're going to take this up times 10 to Thailand. It's going to be blimmin' awesome, guys. So if you want in, Kirsty, this applies to you as well. Anyone else like watching, then the price is very simply this. You get the Beautiful You Thailand retreat. You get the 6 weeks to monetize your life purpose course. You get this, all of this vulnerability, all of this realness of clearly not knowing the tech aspect of the webinar. You get the one-on-one coaching with me as well, where we get to dive deeper. Really, the value in the one-on-one coaching with me is that I love, love, love to challenge in that one-on-one coaching, and we can do some very, very fast work on that one-on-one coaching as well. And you also get Denisa's program. Denisa's program is all about feeling amazing, feeling incredible in your body, in your skin, and it's only for women, as I said as well. So £2,100, no-brainer offer, guys. We've got 3 places left, literally, for this. This is on the September retreat. So Denisa will probably bite my arm off if I talk any more about the February retreat as well. We can have a discussion, it's no problem, guys. So 3 places left on this. Is this for you? All you've got to do, and I think the chat box is working down there as well. If you're interested in this, all you're going to do is simple. Type in, I want it all, I'm up for it, I want it all. Just type it down in the chat box down below, or send me a personal message if you like, or send Denisa a personal message as well, whatever you prefer. But get in touch with us. You've got 24 hours starting now, and this webinar is not over because I have something special that I want to give to you guys on this call anyway. I just want to see, I can't see any of the original chat box, guys. So this is fun, isn't it, when that happens? Brilliant. So we have 3 places left, very simply. And if one of these places for you, all I want to do is hear from you guys, and it's got to be 100% yes. I'm 100% up for it. I promise you the retreat has nothing to do with the webinar and the slides and all of this kind of stuff. Neither does the program. The program has these incredible 60 videos, and you get 7 calls with me. Those are 2-hour group coaching calls, a part of the program. You get Denisa's program, where she has the calls every single week as well, her coaching, her healing. And also you'll have that one-on-one coaching session with me worth £500. So 3 places left. All you got to do is type in down below in the chat. I can't see it right now, but type it in. Let's see if it appears. I want it all, or send me a place and just say, look, reserve my place now. Send me a message. That's the easiest thing, guys, because it's not working so well on here. Reach out over Messenger and just say, Ollie, I want it. I want to reserve my place or whatever. I'll hop on a call and we'll get you guys booked in. We'll get you booked in for this incredible retreat in Thailand. And it really was just one of those things, and it is Beautiful You, where we felt called, me and Denisa, to step up and to take things to the next level. And as I said before, something that's very, very beautiful from the retreat that we didn't expect is that people are stepping forward left, right, and center into their power, into their confidence. Imagine if you had the confidence, for example, to be on a webinar like I am, where all your slides go wrong and you don't know what you're saying, and then you have to tot up the price and say it at the end. You know, it's a really important part of confidence. And I want to come back to where we are with these 3 places left. If you're up for it, it's very simple. Just reach out to me. We'll have a conversation and just say the words that, Ollie, I'd love to reserve my place. I can't see it on the chat, sadly. So you're going to have to reach out to me over Messenger or over WhatsApp and just say, look, I'm up for it. I want it all. And now I want to move on to Q&As very simply. And just before I go into Q&As, I want to announce a winner for this competition. Now, hopefully someone can help me on the tech aspect here, because I can't see you guys in the chat and you won't be able to ask any questions. So, boom, boom, boom. Well, that's certainly interesting. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to ad-lib this stuff, okay? So you guys are on this webinar. I don't know how many of you left on the webinar. Awesome, you know, come what may. I'm going to announce the winner for the Beautiful You competition as well. And some of you said, with the competition, why have a competition when everybody is a winner? And I agree with you 100%. But as a coach, I see several different perspectives. And one of the perspectives that I see that's possible is that, you know, by you guys stretching just like an elastic band, you stretch yourself just enough to grow and to improve when it comes to being and when it comes to doing. And so what I see that's really beautiful is a lot of you guys have played full out. And there is one person that stands out for me this week who has played absolutely full out, head and shoulders above other people. And that is Marai. Marai, if you are listening, which I hope you are as well, wow. And I hope I pronounced that right. But you have just this week been so sensational in the group. And I know I speak for all of us when I say that we have felt your love, we have felt your energy as well. And thank you so much for being a part of this group. Thank you all for being a part of the Beautiful You group. Marai, you are the winner of this competition. I can see your camera, Marai, as well. So if you can hear this, which I hope you can, just get on camera, just say hello. There you go. I can see some fingers in action. Oh, there's a Monopoly board. Some tears, some tissues. No. So Marai, can you turn it round to, okay, so I take it you can hear me. I don't want to get you to nod the phone so you can say yes, but I take it you can hear me. Congratulations, Marai, you're going to get a 3-hour coaching session with me. That's a one-on-one coaching session. So I cannot wait to do that with you. Just to reiterate, guys, because I cannot see the chat, which is quite fun. If you want to take me up on that very special offer, like one-time offer right here on this webinar, it is £2,100. There are only a few places left. So the first message that I get in order from you guys to say I'm in or I'm up for the retreat, because those places that we have filled up, maybe 8 places, they filled up very, very quickly. And so they may not be around. And I'm not a big one for any kind of pressure things, but by doing a 24-hour thing, we wanted to see really which ones of you guys would be super, super committed to come along. So just message me on Messenger and just say, Ollie, I want in, I want the lot, and we'll get you sorted out. We'll find a way to work it for you. And also, if you need to do installments, then we can also work that out as well. Now, Q&A wise, because I can't see the chat, which is very interesting, what I'd like you guys to do is just basically come on camera. So hop on camera like Kirsty did. You don't have to be as awesome as Kirsty is, but just feel free to ask me anything on camera. So turn your camera on or turn your audio on one at a time, and feel free to ask me any questions of any shape or form. I don't mind if you ask me about my haircut, about the technicalities of the webinar, or if you want to ask about Beautiful You Retreat or whatever. So any questions, there are no limits to these questions. Of course, now is a test to see if you guys can hear me, which I think you can. So Marai, congratulations for your place. That's really awesome. Anybody at all ask any questions of any shape or form, just hop on the webcam. Otherwise I'll start making questions up. And you want that, but you don't want that at the same time. No one going to ask me about my haircut. I've actually gone to see the same barber for the last 7 years. It's an incredible relationship. And I think that's something in business that people don't do. Oh, I found the chat box. I found the chat box. Brilliant. Brilliant. So Marai, you don't know how to get on camera because you're not technical. So I can see your chat box now, guys. That's brilliant. So if you want to type to me and type your question, you don't want to get on camera, then that's absolutely fine. Then type your question down below in the chat box of any shape or form. I'm going to give you just a few minutes now to type a question down there. Right, I love your attempt to get on the camera as well. That's great. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop sharing this, then I can see you guys properly. Wow, isn't that incredible? Right, I'm here, I'm fully present with you, awesome, awesome people. I can see all of you here. All of you guys, if you're still on here, if you're watching the replay, what an experience that was as well. What a beautiful example of, as far as I'm concerned, you have to be prepared to fail. You have to be prepared to put yourself out there. It's not that I see this as a failure at all, because I don't. In fact, I don't think there is such a thing as failure, but you have to be prepared to just put yourself out there and just be authentically you. And sometimes the technicalities of the event that you put on or whatever you do, they won't go as well as planned. But you know, one thing that I know in my heart is that the 7 Days of Self-Love Challenge was beautiful. You guys were amazing. I know that the retreat is just phenomenal. If you fancy coming, amazing. I know my program has a lot of work and has created some incredible results for Kirsty and some of my other clients. Just waiting for you guys to ask any questions. I don't want to ask anything. I just want to say thank you. Oh, that's so beautiful, Yanela. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm just going to share a couple of things for any of you guys that want to. Denise, by the way, I can basically see all of your comments privately now, I think, rather than on the sharing screen. But anyone that wants to ask anything at all, just feel free to ping me a message after this webinar. And if you want to talk about the retreat stuff and say, yes, I'm up for it, then let's have a conversation. And here's what I wanted to offer to you guys at the end of this webinar. Thank you, Jonna. I wanted to just offer you this from my heart to yours, and that is to say I want to have a half-an-hour phone call. There are two things. I want to have a half-an-hour phone call with each of you guys to help you in any way that I can with your self-love, with whatever you're up to, whether you're creating a business, whether you just want to get more busy and create more magic in your life, you want to change things, or you want to have more of the right relationships, whatever you want to talk to me about. And I say that most people speak to me on a spiritual level about a lot of spiritually based things as well. So you want to talk about that, any healing side of things, then let's have that conversation, that half-an-hour phone call. If you're up for that call, please comment down below. Just say yes in the chat box if you're up for that call with me, that half-an-hour call. I'd love to hear from you guys. Or put a number 1 if you like we did last time as well. So, Mariah, I'm feeling so grateful for everything. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you, all of the challenge. I'm going to miss you all. Without you, beautiful, it wouldn't be beautiful people. It wouldn't be so amazing. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you for that, Mariah, so much. And as I said before, you are just such a blessing. And I love how you share through emojis and emotions and everything else as well. It's really incredible. Guys, do you want that call with me or not? Basically, comment down below in the chat box. I'd love to hear if you're up for that as well. And gratitude is, of course, is a beautiful thing as well. And there is one last thing that I want to offer each of you guys as well, along my mission to serve as many people as I possibly can while I'm here in this lifetime. So by 2030, I said I wanted to help 1 billion people to get back to love and get back to happiness. And what I'd love to do is give you guys each a copy of my book, Back to Love, when it comes out. It's due out very, very soon. So I'm going to get you guys each a copy of that book, Back to Love. So I need your addresses. This is very, very important. So reach out to me regardless. And I need your addresses so I can send that book through to you when it's ready. It's going through the editing phase right now. And I will get it out to you guys individually as well. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here on this call with me. And what a blessing. What an absolute pleasure. And to have you all as a part of the beautiful you family in the group is one of the reasons that I do what I do as a coach. And if you want to take this journey even deeper, you want to come to Beautiful You want to explore one-on-one coaching with me, or you want to come on my 6 weeks to self-love program, or you want to do the package deal, which is just $2,100, let me know in the next 24 hours. So really, really soon, as I'm going to open this offer up potentially to other people, some of my one-on-one clients, etc. So at some stage or other, the retreat's going to be sold out. And you could be on that plane for the hero journey across to Koh Samui on the beautiful island of Thailand as well. And if I could do this retreat for myself, if I could actually go along to the same retreat and be a participant, then I would. But that doesn't exist right now, that kind of retreat. So huge, huge love. Thank you so much, Jonna. I really, really appreciate that. Andrew, absolute pleasure. Hope you enjoyed my patchy slides and everything else, and it's getting a bit darker around here. I want to send you guys huge love from London, from Blackheath, where I am. Keep in touch with me, and obviously that phone call, I need your address for the book. And I want to organize that phone call with each of you guys, that free 30-minute phone call. And some of you guys, also Catherine Webster, you have got the angel card reading with me. I want to give one more angel card reading out now, spontaneously, to you guys at the end of this call right now. So just put number 2 down in the comment section. I'm going to turn away as I did before. I'm going to pick a number. So put number 2 down in the comment section, and I'm going to pick a number in just 2 seconds. The number is number 3. Awesome. So what have we got? So Mariah, I can hear your heart pounding. Absolutely, Mariah. Beautiful. So Jonna, I'm doing an angel card reading with you, Jonna. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Isn't that incredible? I mean, the universe has a magical, magical way of putting people in touch at the right time. So, Jonna, I know that you're incredibly psychic as well. Lavinia, love you to pieces. So glad that you came on this call as well. Anyone else watching back, hope you enjoyed the madness with the slides, etc. I hope you enjoyed the authenticity, and I hope you take this, most importantly, forward into your lives and realize that anything is possible, and that you don't have to get it perfectly right in order to be successful at what you do. I'll say that one last time. You don't have to get it perfectly right in order to be successful at what you do. Just by being authentically you and coming forward and being that and showing that to the world, you are successful in your own right. I love you guys to pieces. I'm going to sign out this webinar now. Have an awesome, awesome evening. Reach out to me if you want to talk more about the retreat and for the book, and also the half-an-hour phone call. Love, love, love you guys to pieces.